Solihull Moors on Sunday in the playoff semi-final. How much are you looking forward to this one?
Oh, really excited by it. I think Solihull's record's there for all to see. They've had an outstanding season, fantastic season, managed by a very, very good manager who's had success more or less everywhere he's been at all his clubs, promotions, etc. They're on a fantastic run at the minute, and we've got our hands full, no different than Tuesday night. So it's going to be a tough game, we know that, but our big challenge again is to make sure we turn up.
Yeah, is that the message again for this one then, going into that one? You turned up on Tuesday, but this one starts at 0-0 and we've got to go again?
Football's a simple game. It gets complicated by us now, doesn't it? We were good at doing the things that you'd expect good teams to do. We all know good teams handle the ball well and can play, but you've got to work hard. And for our lads, the plaudits they get the other night from me is genuinely how much they wanted it and how hard they worked. We know we've got quality in the building. We expect that at clubs of our size in this division, but you've got to apply yourself right to the game, and we certainly done that on Tuesday night.
Watching from the sidelines, you've said previously that you didn't enjoy performances. Did you enjoy that one?
Yeah, again, I'm a supporter. When you sit on the sidelines as a manager, you've always been lucky enough to have the job to make decisions to help the team or make decisions to not help the team. For me, the first thing you want to see is lads looking like they have an appetite for the game. You'll still make mistakes, but you can try and eradicate the mistakes. You can try and coach the mistakes. You can try and influence what they do and the decisions they make. You've got to have an appetite. When I watched us at Torquay, I didn't see a team with an appetite. And the reason I never spoke to the press after the game was because I'd have said things I would have regretted. Now what I've seen on Tuesday night is a team full of appetite and hunger. But we've got to have more consistency that when we turn up in a quarter-final playoff game or a quarter-final semi-final game, that you show an appetite. If you want to be successful, you're allowed a bad day in football. But it's once every 20 games, once every 25 games. It's not once every 1 or 2 games, that's for sure. But, we're in the semi-final now. I'm absolutely delighted for our supporters, I've got to say that. Watching us lately, the supporters that travelled to Torquay, certainly to Bromley, all they seen was limp, inept performances. And there's certainly no getting carried away in this building about one performance at Halifax, that's for sure.
Yeah, is that the sort of difficult task that you face then, trying to sort of harness that excitement from Tuesday, but trying to balance it as well going into Sunday?
Not really. I'm really pleased that our supporters had Tuesday night. The season has promised so much this year. I think our injuries are there for all to see. That's life. But our supporters have been top of the league. They've been in positions where they thought we'd go up automatically. They've then thought we'd finish second or third. And the last feeling our supporters felt was hanging on to 7th place in a playoff spot. That's not what they deserve. And unfortunately for us, that's what we give them. But on Tuesday night, we give them a lot of pride back. And that was important. Now the challenge for us is we've got to give them more.
Confidence levels must be really high in this squad after the Tuesday night going into this one then?
Yeah, 100% correct. You can feel that in the atmosphere in the dressing room after the game. The atmosphere in the club since we were in Wednesday. The players were then off Thursday, we're training this morning and Saturday in preparation for the game. And you can feel that good buzz around the club. My job is to manage all that and to make sure they focused on Sunday. And the reality is how hard a game we're going to be in for and how hard we've got to work for our supporters and ourselves to make us all happy.
Are these the type of games that as a manager you really relish and you really get your teeth into?
Yeah, it's football. The excitement that you feel managing any team in any division. The feeling of winning is a feeling of winning. The feeling of losing is lying awake at night staring at the ceiling in your bed. That's what managers do. We've all been there. I've been quite fortunate. I've had a couple of good sleeps now and again because I've won and I've been okay. But I've had plenty of sleepless nights staring at the ceilings at all my clubs. So, we've got a great opportunity Sunday. It's a great game. I think it'll be a really good game of football. I think we'll go there with a real desire to show everyone what we can be. And I think Solihull do what it says on the tin. And I've really got loads of respect for them.
How much would it mean to you to lead this club to the final?
Yeah, I don't get ahead of myself. I just don't. I've been around football long enough to know that on Tuesday night, leaving the Shea, our season could have been over. And I know what this disappointment would have felt to this town and this club Wednesday morning. You can't go from feeling like that 1 minute to all of a sudden elation. You've got to stay steady. My job is now to prepare the players today and tomorrow to make sure they have the correct information that will help them win the game.
Since Tuesday night, Danny Rowe has taken to social media to say that his season is over. How's he doing?
Listen, obviously I don't want to speak too much about Danny. Do you know his situation? All I do is absolutely all my heart, my sympathy, everything goes out to Danny. He's a great lad. His season has been curtailed on Tuesday night again. He was so wanting and willing to help this club be promoted. His first thoughts after the game were, could he play on Sunday? You know, and everything we can do as a club will be for Danny's future. We all hope to see Danny on the pitch again. That would be the best feeling in the world. Unfortunately for us all, it won't be this season. Danny's going to be requiring some more help and assistance to make sure he gets over his issue. You know, and that day hopefully will come soon where we'll all see Danny Rowe, like we seen him Tuesday night, massive smile on his face in front of Chesterfield fans scoring goals. And that picture will stay with me.
Absolutely, I think you've summed it up perfectly there. How do you sort of adapt then without him? Obviously, you'd imagine he probably would have played.
Tell Neil Ardley to give me a ring and I'll tell him. Listen, we will adapt. We will adapt. There's no hard luck stories from us. We're in a semi-final now. You know, your league position now has gone out the window completely. It's irrelevant. You know, teams who finished higher than us in the league now are knocked out of this tournament. You know, we go into the semi-final now. We look forward to a game at Solihull. We're so disappointed that more of our fans can't be there to see us. We know how hard tickets has been for them. We know the difficulties our club's had in trying to get more tickets. Unfortunately, we can't. So our challenge now is to try and get to that final. We know it's going to be difficult. As I say, we're playing a formidable opponent in Solihull, and we know how tough the game will be. But we've got to go over there and try our best to win the game.
Are there any other fitness updates that you can give us?
No, it'd be very quiet from me, obviously, as you can imagine. And at this stage of the season, I'm sure Neil Ardley's sitting somewhere with one or two problems and issues. You know, it's football. It's the nature of the game we're in. You know, so we'll prepare well. There'll be no excuses from us Sunday after the game. If it's gone great, we'll be having a drink with Neil, wishing him well. If we've lost the game, we'll be having a drink, wishing them every success at West Ham in the final.
There's only going to be 575 Chesterfield fans there on Sunday due to the small ticket allocation. Is that a bit of a shame, do you think?
It's not for me to debate. Do you know, I think when we get to these stages, Solihull are in the league, they have a stadium and they've finished on absolute merit. They deserve to take their chances like every other club. So for us, we have to accept what comes of that. As disappointing as it is, you know, that's life in football. Unfortunately, our fans won't get tickets. The challenge for us and the supporters to go over there is to try our best to win the game. You know, there's no bitterness or sour grapes about any situations we've fallen into.
Just finally, what are you expecting from Solihull on Sunday?
Really good game of football. Really good test. Really very, very, very well coached team. Got good players all over the pitch. Got 2 or 3 different styles of play. They adapt during the game and they're good. So they take the place in the semi-final absolutely on merit, and we're in for a very, very difficult game.